So जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं ये हो रहा है हवा ट्रांसफ़र फ्रॉम टाइगर टू वीस्टॉम. Underdog but a gem of a bike. It's a Vstrom. It's Pankaj's bike.
चलाना है या सिर्फ वीडियो निकालोगे?
हाँ बिल्कुल चलाएंगे थोड़े टाइम के बाद. तुम चलो इसको नाइस रोड तक लेके चलो, फिर नाइस रोड पे मैं चलाऊंगा इसको. So the wire spoke rims are fitted with tubeless tires, and there are two major advantages of this setup. One, that the wire spoke rims can handle lot more abuse than the alloy wheels, and second, you don't have to hunt for a tube in case you have a flat. And yeah, it's a neat looking bike, very basic, no nonsense bike. Just got traction control and ABS and analog digital combination. I love analog tachometers. And you've got a mode select button here, mode button here, select button here. Very simple switch gear and a very simple key as well. Nothing fancy, but it's very functional and it does the job. And when it comes to the heart of the matter, this is the legendary Suzuki 650cc V-twin. It started its life in the SB650 and it has seen many incarnations, many iterations. And this particular bike is kitted with GV's crash guards and a big GV aluminum sum guard. Makes the bike look a lot more rugged. And Pankaj, due to his height, has had to shave off the seat a little bit. And other than that, he's got a GV windscreen. The bike runs halogen. I don't like the shape of the headlamp. The new V-Strom's headlamp look really good. They have been inspired by the Katana and they look really good. And just look at it, big mirrors. Handguards are good, but yeah, it doesn't have any aluminum protection like all other adventure bikes. And one of the good things about this is it's got a easily accessible preload adjuster for the rear suspension. So let's get started. Today we are riding the Vstrom 650, and guess what, I'm actually riding it back to back after riding the Tiger. My initial impression is this is like so compact. I feel like I'm sitting within the bike instead of sitting on the bike like I sit on the Tiger. On Tiger you feel like you're at least one floor up, but this one I'm feeling like sitting on the bike. The power delivery is really smooth. The heart of the matter is this gorgeous V-twin engine. For a moment, forget the heroic numbers that the Ducatis, the KTMs, the Hondas, the big bikes make. These smaller capacities, and especially a V-twin, makes the most sense in trundling along at a constant speed, not going ahead and ripping through the gears, hitting the red line every time. This lovely 645cc twin has proven itself almost over 2 decades now. It's very reliable, very easy to use. It has got the character that you can either go ahead and cruise along, making life easy, or if you want, you can charge through the revs, making almost very audible aggressive roar. So Mr. Adventurer, you can be very happy about the fact that no matter what you do, your V-Strom's engine is not gonna let you down. So on highway speed, 120 comes up in around slightly less than 6,000 in top gear, and you've got another 4,000 RPM. Top speed will be somewhere around 180 kilometers per hour, but I really don't think you will need it. And if you want to see it, you'll need a really long straight of road at it. So real performance ambition for a bike like this is to just zip past any other vehicle that as you walk through the queue with simple flick of the wrist, and to cruise comfortably at highway speeds with the passenger and full luggage. This engine checks that box. This checks that box and a lot more. This is aided by this smooth fuel injection and this slick Suzuki gear shifts that very few manufacturers can match. And this bike, because it is so predictable, it's not gonna overwhelm you. So if you are this engine is smooth. This engine is smooth. And this one has done what, about 1200 odd kilometers. This is a pretty tight engine, and yet it is extremely smooth.
And talking about ride and handling, the Vstrom's last major update was in 2012 when they brought in some revised styling, and then in 2017 they brought in more styling. Why I'm talking about styling in ride and handling? Because this chassis has remained pretty much the same since the start. Since 2004, the chassis has remained the same, so with the suspension. Because it's just so good. They have stiffened it up over the time, fine-tuned it, but the overall chassis has remained the same. I mean, even the suspension, the rear suspension is the box section swinger. It's basic, but it's bulletproof. That's what makes it go. That's why people all over the world love Suzuki V Strom 650s. You have a remote preload adjuster that makes your life a lot easier when you want to go ahead and swap between either you're riding solo, or you want to carry a pillion, or you want to carry a pillion plus luggage. So you can simply go ahead and use the remote preload adjuster to adjust those settings. What I found during my short ride today is that in the dry and slightly wet surfaces, the V-Strom steers very accurately and easily, and the suspension does a pretty decent job of soaking up the bumps and keeping you comfy. Mind you, this is not a full-blown adventure bike, so it will not glide over like the big ADVs or big 800cc's or 1200cc ADVs will. And the tires, the Battle Axe, they're pretty grippy and they warm up quite quickly. And I believe, reading online from other V-Strom users, that even on very wet roads, this bike handles pretty damn good. And talking about comfort, as a 5 foot 8 inches, I find the V-Strom just tall enough without being unwieldy. However, the foot peg positioning, I don't like that a lot. I would say in like 10-15 minutes I started hurting my knees. Probably it's because of the SV650 lineage, so that these foot pegs are set in such a way, but at the same time it allows you to tuck into corners much harder. So I don't know if you can go ahead and do some adjustment for the foot peg, but yeah, at least for me, I found the foot peg positioning to be slightly higher than my comfort. And finally, talking about the brakes, it's got a very basic 4-piston setup that works very effectively without overpowering the suspension. The rear ABS kicked in once or twice, and the front dived a little bit. You can pull up stoppies if you want, but most of the time V-Strom brakes pretty straight and true, and very effectively as well as very efficiently.
I don't know how to change the traction control and all. I don't think it gets cruise control. So now coming to the things that I didn't like in the short spin. The seat, I think it's a bit too hard. Maybe because Pankaj has shaved up the seat to match his riding height. That may be the reason. And I feel I don't have a movement room around, or like how the seat fabric is. It doesn't allow me to move around a lot. What it is priced at, I think it makes a real good value for money. Big thumbs up from my side. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate it at probably 8.5 even. As long as you know what its intended use case is, which is primarily road touring and taking you to little bit of off-road, rock, sand, little bit of them. Because the stock tires, they're completely road focused tires. Now regarding service cost, we don't know that yet, so whenever Pankaj gets his bike serviced at the 5,000 kilometer mark, we will go ahead and get an update from him. So I hope you have liked the video. Do give a thumbs up, do subscribe, and do let me know in the comment section what else you want to see in the future. See you the next time. Until then, be safe, ride safe, all the gear all the time. Bye.